All right, welcome back to Basement Birds. We've got quite the show today. We're discussing some other business, but I don't know how much of that you're going to include in the intro.
Probably none of it.
So, well, okay, then I just look like an idiot. But that's all right because, it's what day is today? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Club's going up on a Tuesday.
You know what's a fun fact about this episode?
What's that?
Let me verify my first fact, actually. I may have two facts. This episode puts us at... So this is episode... It's not going to load now. This is episode 25. And I believe that this...
Is it?
Yes, it is.
You're lying.
And this episode officially puts us at more episodes than A Lot About a Little.
This is 25 of the new show, then.
This is 25 of Basement Birds, yes.
That's almost half a year. Next week will be half a year, 6 months. Every week we've had an episode. We haven't missed a week, right?
Yeah, the first episode went up, oh my gosh, March 1st. That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
how about that?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
And, I feel like now... And I don't know if I was telling you this or telling someone else this, but now when crazy things happen to me in real life, I'm like, ooh, this will be a good story on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I need to tell my second fact about this episode. Second fact about this episode is that this episode is going live on my birthday.
Oh.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Oh, wait, we can't sing that. It's copyrighted. For he's a jolly good fellow.
I think that also,
he's a jolly good
that's
fellow.
Old enough, right? Is that public domain?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Well, happy birthday. Be sure to do something fun. Go to Choo Choo Johnny's. I used to go to Choo Choo Johnny's. Your food comes to you on a train. Your food comes to you on a train. One of those restaurants. The train-themed restaurant. I know.
That sounds fun. I could go for that. Unfortunately, I will have to work on my birthday, but that is okay.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Because working is fun. But you know what else is fun is playing golf. And I've been playing golf a lot recently, and I know you have been too. That's been a hot button topic
on
the show lately.
Yeah. Are we borderline a golf podcast?
Pretty much. I mean, we should change our name, to I don't even know.
The Basement. I got it. Oh. If we ever want to do
Please don't say basement balls.
No. If we want to do an offshoot of this show just for golf, the Basement Birdies.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not good? Come on.
That is good. That's
a great name. Not the
actually.
Balls.
Well, I didn't have any birdies. I went golfing this past weekend.
You didn't have any birdies. I had a birdie in my last round.
No birdies. I played like total
what'd you end up shooting?
Doo-doo. I don't want to talk about it. But more important thing...
Can I tell my birdie story quick? Because I like telling... I want to tell the story. So this is the 11th hole, I believe. It's a par 3. But the way this course is, it's very
you birdied a par 3? That doesn't count.
Pause. Yes, it does. Okay.
No.
So you have this elevated tee box on this par 3. It's like 180 yards. And then you have this kind of like pseudo island green because it's on a hill and it's just like big sloping. And I can never hit the green on the first shot on this hole. I always hit the hill. And then you're like chipping up like an angle like this, which sucks. You're practically falling down the hill. But I stuck this ball to like 5 feet. And like, that's not a guaranteed putt for me by any means. But I took my time, read the green, and I sunk it. And that felt very good. That felt good. And then the next hole, I think I went double over on. So,
well,
you
got to make up for that birdie.
The next hole, I topped my drive like 75 yards because, the rules of golf state that a golfer is not capable of hitting 2 good shots in a row. And I definitely did that there.
This is true. I was incapable of hitting any good shots this past round.
That's always tough,
Not due to the fact that the people behind us were legit crazy individuals.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know how to put to you into words the severity of the stupidity of the group of high schoolers behind us. And they may have been, I think they were a little older than high school. There was a couple it was like 4 gentlemen who were I believe a little younger than me.
God, so they could be like college guys.
Yeah, college guys are a little younger.
Yep.
And for reference, we teed off at 3:40, so a pretty late twilight tee time.
Okay. Yeah.
And the people ahead of us were real slow. And I mean, we're pretty much back to back to back to back tee times here. So I mean, we're not we can't go any faster.
Yeah. What's the spacing out for these tee times at the course you were at?
10 minutes, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
we were 3:40. The other tee people teed off 3:30.
10 minutes is still plenty. Like, it's still an adequate time. Once you start getting down to like 8, that's when it gets a little, little close.
But these guys, I mean, they were just very slow ahead of us. And me personally, I don't like to. If I even think there's a remote possibility that I'm going to hit these people in front of me, I'm not teeing off. You know what I mean?
On the side of caution. Yep.
Err on the side of caution. I mean, we're not going to go any faster just because I hit. We're still going to have to drive up there and wait the same amount of time.
Exactly.
So we're not going to get done any faster just because I tee off, into those people.
Yeah.
That read is called foreshadowing. So what happened? What had happened was we get through the front 9. It was okay. They were just at the end of the front 9 starting to catch up to us because there was a gap right after us. Sorry, there's something in my eye right now. What is going on? There was a gap kind of after us, and so right at 9 they caught up, and then we stopped for a hot dog. And they did not stop, so we hurried up, got the hot dog, and rushed to the 10th hole, and so then they were right behind us, waiting for us to tee off, and so we're like, okay.
But again, here's a question that I saw posted online. Okay, say you guys would have taken more time at the turn. Do you think it's acceptable for the group behind you to play through if they are not stopping at the turn?
I would think so. I mean,
gotcha.
I don't know. Yeah,
that was something that I saw it posed on the golf Reddit on if people if that's an acceptable thing to do, and everyone said yes. So okay, good.
Yeah. So so we tee off, no problem, whatever. We play that one, and now we're getting to the point where they're starting to get a little closer to us.
Yeah.
They're starting to tee off, and I can kind of we finished the shot, and we're getting in the cart, and we kind of see the ball behind us.
Okay.
Like they're starting to catch up and become more and more impatient.
Yeah.
So we get to this par 3, we tee off, we go, and then we see them coming. So we finish up at the green, and when
that's on hole 10?
I mean, by the this is I don't even. This is a few more holes.
Okay. I also just thought of something too. Just curious. This course you play at, what's the par on hole 10?
4.
4. Okay. See, the course that I play at a lot, holes 10 and 11 are both par 3s, which I feel like does not help with getting you going with a quick back 9 at all.
Right. Yeah.
Because realistically, with a par 3, you can have only one group on the hole at a time, which sucks, to get started with those back-to-back than the back 9. Because I consistently have longer back 9s on that course, and I think it's because of the 2 par 3s on 10 and 11.
Probably. Yeah,
anyway,
I don't know.
Sorry, I was just curious about that.
And so we get to finish the par 3, and again, the people in front of us, they tee off, and I mean, we're going 50 feet, and then they'd hit again, and they'd go 50 feet. And it was almost to the point where it was ridiculously slow, where we were getting ready to maybe go around them. But again, there was a group right ahead of them, and so we really wouldn't have been going much faster,
Sure.
So it's not even worth going around. It's not worth any of that.
Yeah, I would say it's not worth asking to play through or anything like that because you're just going to be just as slow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so by the time we are able to tee off, because these guys didn't hit the ball very far, the people behind us have already finished up with the par 3 and waiting on the tee with us.
Oh, like you got
behind
2 people
us.
Waiting. Yeah.
So we've got 2
tough.
people waiting on the tee, but again, we can't go any faster because of the people ahead of us.
Correct, yeah.
So these guys get to a point where finally we're like, okay, I think we can tee off here. Because earlier in the day, my brother had teed off, and these people were on the green on a par 4, and he almost made it to the green. He was probably like 10 feet short of the green, and they were on the green. And so even that was like, okay, that was way too close for comfort, like we're really going to give them some time to move, to move up. So then we tee off and stuff, and we're, looking for the ball, I don't have a very good drive. I'm looking for the ball. And so we're looking, and all of a sudden, my brother's in front of us. He's in the cart, and my dad and I are in the cart. Of course, this story involves my dad.
Of course. Why would it not?
Why would it not? The ball, all of a sudden, from one of the previous holes going the other way, comes and lands in between our two carts.
Okay.
Didn't hit either of us, but we're kind of like, this person just had a ridiculous drive if they were all the way on the other side of our fair. Like, they crossed their whole fairway and our whole fairway, and we're on that side of it.
Out of the realm of possibilities if you get a bad shot.
Right. And so we're like, okay, and so that came pretty close. And so we're like, wow, okay, and so we're looking for the ball. Finally, we find it and hit. And then my dad sees a friend on the other side. So that ball came from the left side. Like, if you're looking at the green, that ball came from the left side. My dad sees a friend to the right. So he goes to, like, at least say hello and hi and shake his hand. Yeah. I run over the guy's ball that almost hit us, because that's what you do. When someone almost hits you, you run it over.
Yeah. And
so right when I get up to where my dad is talking to his friend...
Yeah.
And again, my brother's looking for his ball, so we can't really go up until he finds it and hits.
Sure.
All of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and the people behind us teed off, and their ball hit my cart.
Oh, gosh.
So they teed off and hit the cart that I'm in.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Right? And so I kind of just look, and clearly the dude who hit the ball was like trying to act all nonchalant. He like had already walked off the he was like putting away his club or whatever.
Yeah.
And so what do? I pick up his ball. This ball is now mine. You're going to hit our cart. This ball is now mine. And bad maneuver. And so I tell my dad, who's talking to his friend, hey, they just hit us. That immediate steam out of the ears.
Also,
what?
Bad maneuver.
What? He comes in. He's like you could tell he's like vibrating. He's like upset and angry. He's like,
oh gosh,
what?
Of course he is.
He's amped up level 10 immediately. And so this time, when he's coming walking back towards the cart, here comes the guy who almost hit the first ball, who almost hit us.
Yeah.
And so he's looking for his ball. And my dad's like, is this theirs? And I was like, yeah, because it was in the cart. And so he takes it out and throws it on the ground. And so I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen here.
Oh, no.
But this is not going to be good. And so,
oh my gosh,
my dad is going to go hit it. He gets the club out. He's like, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it back at him. And here comes this guy who almost hit us. And he's like, no, that's my ball. That's my ball. And we're like, no. Your ball is over there that I ran over with the cart because you almost hit us. Didn't apologize for almost hitting us.
Yeah.
Didn't yell for nothing. Neither did the other people who hit us yell for
and do their due diligence. Like, all right, like they had a bad shot. Okay, whatever.
No, but none of that. And so I'm like, no, dude, your ball is back there. Like, these guys just hit our cart. He goes, oh, well, that's not cool if they hit you then. And so he was going to be mad because we were going to hit his ball, he thought we were going to hit his ball.
Yeah.
Because he almost hit us. But then, oh, no, these guys hit you, then, And so my dad then, he's going to hit it back at him. And I somehow talked him out of hitting it back at the group that teed off. Because that's what he wanted to do, was hit it back at him.
That would be insane.
I'm sure he's done that before.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
And so he like hits it just in some random direction and hits it doesn't even go very far to like hit a tree and like went straight down.
Yeah.
And so at this point then we're all like, okay, this is not okay, Yeah. And so now I just go into slow motion mode, okay? Because in my eyes, this is the appropriate response.
Yeah.
You don't confront them.
Yeah.
No confrontation. That's his big thing now. No confrontation. He doesn't want confrontation.
That's good. He's learning.
Yes, but that again is because I talked him off the cliff and said we cannot hit it back at him at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna just slow down. I can't go we cannot go any faster physically.
Correct.
Because we will not hit into the group in front of us. Like these absolute clowns. Okay.
Yep.
There's 1, 2, 3 holes left. I'm counting out loud. There's after this hole, there's 3 holes left. So that was 15.
Oh, okay, sure.
This was hole 15, right?
Yep.
Then there's 16, 17, and 18.
Yep.
16, 17, and 18, every shot they were within 20 feet of us.
Jeez.
So we would drive and, be ready to hit our second shot. Here comes the drive coming in. And again, we're right behind the people in front of us.
Yeah.
So it's not like we can go any faster,
Yeah.
And that's how it is for the last 3 holes. And, on 17 was, I liked to, I want to point this out. When we drove up to the green, there's cart signs pointing to the right, like when you're supposed to drive the carts to the right.
Yep.
My ball was to the left of the green. Okay. So what did I do? I drove to the cart to the left of the green.
Yeah.
Hit my shot.
Yeah.
Then putted. Then went back to the cart after completing, because the previous hole, they had hit the ball before we were even all totally off the green. And so the ball landed on the green before we were back to the cart. So we putt, we get back to the cart, and I drive all the way around the green in the front of it to go the way that I was supposed to go in the first place. Yeah. And so again, just trying to be slow and really make them angry.
Yeah.
And so then the final hole, 18th hole, we tee off.
Yep.
We get up to the second shot. Before we even got up to the second shot, they had already all teed off and were driving to their second shot.
Jeez.
So in the time we teed off, and we again had to wait for the group in front of us, we teed off, and by the time, it was absolute barbaric behavior on the golf course.
You're essentially playing as a group of 7.
Not okay. No, there was yes. This was not okay
because of how close those guys are playing. Yeah.
And so we finished, and we were all kind of at this point. We were all a little kind of, on the angry, not angry, but just irritated? Frustrated.
Yeah.
Irritated is another good adjective. Yeah. And so, I went and told the ranger after we were done. I said, I'm getting off. So my dad took the cart to the car. I went in, I was like, this is not okay. I'm not one to complain, but these guys cannot be out here acting like that. I kind of wanted them to kind of call, if it would have been before 9, I would have asked them to kick them off. This was not okay, And then they were, we would go to tee off, they'd sneeze, they were doing real obnoxious stuff.
Yeah. Jeez.
Just to be kind of, not, they're trying to be funny. I don't know, but it was not appropriate golf behavior. So I guess my question to you, knowing all of this now.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, there's a lot to dissect here.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
At what point do you make a phone call to the ranger and say, you need to come and kick these guys out? I don't know what the threshold is for behavior on a golf course that would warrant kicking them off in the middle of the round.
So I've never ran into a situation where I felt that it's warranted calling the ranger. There are slow times of play, but I've never had people hit into me. My general rule of thumb is all right, on a par 3, you obviously hit when they're done with the hole. Par 4, you hit when they hit to the green. Par 5, you hit after their second shot. That's kind of what I follow, so I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never really had a case where I've needed to call a ranger or even consider it. I don't know. That's tough because, I don't know. I honestly probably wouldn't do anything because I'm very non-confrontational,
Well,
and
right.
But I guess if they are actually hitting your cart, I don't even know what I would do there,
That's a safety issue, especially
is,
with me in the cart. I'm the one who's going to get hit with the darn golf ball. Okay.
Yeah, I think if it comes into that where it's a safety issue, then you could contemplate calling the pro shop and the ranger and being like, "Hey, like we got these clowns behind us on 17, you know,
right?
Like what,
and,
like what are we doing? You know,
right?" And we were so close to being done. Like it just kind of put a damper on the whole day. Four.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and from what my brother said on the first hole. Apparently, one of them had a chip-in eagle, so they had the guy had taken his shirt off and was running around the green with his shirt off on the first hole.
Yeah, see,
okay.
This reminds me of all this
was
stuff.
Pointed out. This was pointed out early in the round. You know, because they had started. We had already finished 1 and 2, and we were waiting to tee off on 3, and we saw it happen.
I don't know how much stuff you see on. Like how much golf stuff you see on TikTok, if you do at all.
Yeah,
but like
I do a lot.
There's this stupid trend of people like putting on the green and then looking at their buddy and being like, "Is that good?" And their buddy saying no, and them teeing a ball off and hitting a drive off of a green. And all the comments I see in it is just like, "Shrink the game. There's too many new people playing golf. Shrink the game. Shrink the game." And I feel like this is a shrink the game scenario. You know?
Yeah.
Or like they're probably new to the game, you know, they don't understand a lot of the rules and etiquette around it, you know.
But I don't think they were not bad golfers. I mean, they were driving, 250, 275, maybe even 300 yards at some point. So they knew it was clear that they knew what they were doing, The one guy was wearing pants, like golf pants, like he was pretty serious,
Jeez. Yeah.
But like I've only had to call the ranger. I've called the ranger once while golfing. This was actually this year as well. This guy in front of us, first of all, walked in slow motion. He was walking so slow he was almost walking in reverse. It was unbelievable how slow this guy walked. But I could get over that.
Yeah.
But he literally drove the golf cart onto the green to where his ball was.
Jeez. Yeah.
It was an older gentleman who clearly did not have very good mobility.
Yeah.
But that is just unacceptable behavior on the golf course.
Yeah.
Okay?
Jeez.
And not that I have to be the ranger, but come on.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I feel like pace of play in general in golf is a huge issue.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of people that aren't helping it, that's for sure. But I don't know. I've never had anything like that happen, luckily. Which is good.
I mean, this is now 2 times in the year where we've almost, remember the previous golf story that I had with my dad was when we were on the par 3 and we weren't even literally on the green still, and the people hit. And literally the ball flew in between our heads. Like, I mean, within 3 feet of us.
Yeah, like when it becomes a safety issue. Yeah.
I don't know if golf, if people just think it's a free-for-all now, but I feel like that's also the case I've noticed, at least in the Midwest here, with driving. It seems that, I mean, I knew that, city driving, if you drive in the city of Chicago, again, rules of the road book goes right out the window. But even here, it's just stupidity has reached an all-time high. I mean, it is, I can deal with a certain amount, but I do not have time nor the willingness to deal with stupid drivers and who do stupid things. Just the other day, I'm going, this person's it's a 2-lane road. We just turned off the main road. This person's is in the 1 lane and is just drifting and is driving in the middle of the 2 lanes.
Jeez.
And I mean, I'm coming up on him.
Yeah.
I have to beat at him. And it's I post-COVID, and I've talked about this with a few people. Post-COVID, people forgot how to drive, and everybody is just in a hurry. And not to sound like an old fogey, but again, I did not get frustrated with drivers before COVID, but now stupidity and what's the word? I like not knowing.
Just being oblivious the stuff.
Oblivious,
Yeah.
and arrogant is the
Yeah.
word. Like, if you're
Well,
gonna wait until the last like you're gonna try and drive up and speed ahead of me when you know
Yeah.
your lane is ending, I'm not letting you in.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
let me
come
tell
on.
you,
You see it's ending.
as someone who has been biking since I was 15, drivers have always been stupid. And I think we're just at the age where we start to notice it more and get more pissed off about it. You know, because we are like becoming less and less a stupid driver as we get older. You know? So
Yeah.
drivers have always been dumb. Like the amount of people that, I've been out on a bike ride and I will approach a four-way stop and there's a car approaching and I will make eye contact with them, intentionally slow down. Like I'll do this. I'll intentionally slow down so it is clear as day to them that they are to go through the intersection first. And they just like stare at me, or like they see me coming and I don't have a stop, but they do. And I'm slowing down because I can see they're rolling out there a little bit more and I'm not trying to get T-boned by a car. And they just like cut in front of me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I feel like drivers have always been dumb, but we're just more at an age where we are more, in tune to noticing it.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't. And I kind of live my life this way now. Is I just do not have time for stupidity. And, obliviousness does just because you're dumb.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You left late, 10 minutes late. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you in just because you think you deserve it. You don't. This lane is ending. There's construction.
I feel that.
Too bad. You know?
Yeah.
There was a crazy lady on a motorcycle. And that's a whole other topic. I mean, I could go on for 15 years about this. This is the safety issue. It is a safety issue. I know, but maybe we'll talk about that some other time because I just motorcycle riders need to know what they're doing if they're going to put their life in their own hands.
Because I don't trust.
My dad was a big motorcycle rider.
Yeah,
but now again, it's different now than it was.
Yeah,
a long time ago. But yeah, you're right. We got to get to odd news. I'll stop ranting about stupidity on the golf course. Please let me know in the comments or somewhere if I'm in the wrong here. Come on, people. I mean, this is absolutely insane behavior on the golf course.
Yeah.
But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, you know what they've been doing recently by my house? Actually, before we get into this, they've been flushing fire hydrants.
Oh, okay.
Flushing fire hydrants, that's a very Midwest thing to do. And apparently they've been also flushing fire hydrants in Brooklyn, or at least trying to fix leaky ones. And apparently in one of the leaky fire hydrants in New York City was converted, this is true story, converted to a makeshift goldfish pond.
Oh, that's cool.
This is my odd news story, and
that was a good transition.
Some residents now actually want to make this a permanent fixture in New York City. This is I don't even know. This is the Bedford Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn has been dubbed the Bed Stew Goldfish Pond.
Well, that's fun.
There was a pond, I guess, and some people put some goldfish in it. So real creative way to get a pond in the middle of the streets. So yeah, apparently everybody takes a turn when they feed the fish. They check on the fish. The Department of Environmental Protection has repeatedly shut off the hydrant, but Irving and his friends reopen it to ensure their fish don't lose a home. So they keep opening that fire hydrant back up, make sure the fish got some water.
Jeez.
So
that sure is odd. That fits the bill for odd news.
Yeah, but I want a goldfish. I have a bowl. I have a large bowl where I can put a goldfish in it.
So my odd news. I always like talking about stories that are close to home. My story comes very close to home because it is from the next town over.
Oh.
Okay. There was a Pennsylvania game warden. He was summoned to a mini golf course, which also happens to be next to an ice cream shop owned by the same people. There was an unusual prize in the claw machine. There was a live groundhog. Okay.
Stop it.
So one of Punxsutawney Phil's relatives made his way down and climbed in this claw machine. and he
Wait,
somehow found his way in.
Actually, Punxsutawney Phil's relative, or did they trace the lineage? How did this work? DNA test? 23andMe?
Not.
What's going on here? Oh my
but this game board said that he saw a wave of stuffed animals move as the groundhog scurried around underneath and popped its head out to assess the situation. So they called in the game warden to remove the groundhog, and now it has been released back in the wild. But I remember seeing that there was something online about naming this groundhog, because Pennsylvania.
Well, you
groundhogs are big in Pennsylvania.
Have an affinity for naming things. You were the one who named the tent, right? Or was that in Wisconsin?
That was with Pennsylvania. Yeah, that was over in Harrisburg.
You all have an affinity of naming weird things.
Yeah, you're not
that
wrong.
You find.
But yeah, let me see if I can find anything about naming this groundhog. But I thought there was something about naming the groundhog. Now I can't find it. But I thought that was fun because it's very close to home. Like, this place is literally like a 10-minute drive from my place.
Have you played mini golf there?
I have not, no. Oh, yes, they are looking to name the groundhog found in the claw machine.
Are they going to keep it as a pet on one of the... Maybe, or they could they have a little river?
The name. They announced the name. Colonel Custard.
Oh.
Person got a $25 gift card. It's decent. It's decent.
Yeah. There's no Punxsutawney Phil.
But now they have, like, stuffed...
Or Tenty McTenface.
Stuffed versions of... Oh, my gosh, they're making shirts, too.
Oh,
Respect to the groundhog. That's great.
Do they have... Wait, were you going to say they have stuffed groundhogs in the claw machine now? Please tell me they do.
I don't know. This is just a stuffed groundhog. I don't know if they have multiple of them.
Well, they should put them in that claw machine. Are you kidding me? That is a total mismarketing opportunity right there.
Maybe I need to go over there and see if they're in the claw machine.
Can you please and win one?
I could try.
Are you the claw?
That could be fun. But I thought that was a fun story because it's close to home. Obviously groundhogs are big in Pennsylvania. We have Punxsutawney Phil. Comes out, sees his shadow. That's about 2 hours away.
Yeah. Do you have a top hat? Have you seen... Wait a second. Have you gone to see Punxsutawney Phil live and in person?
I have not gone to see Punxsutawney Phil, but I have seen Punxsutawney Phil because Punxsutawney Phil came to my job 2 years ago.
No, really?
Because we hosted Groundhog Night, where we paid tribute to Punxsutawney Phil and the Groundhog Day film, where every between inning game that we did was the exact same. It was the same trivia question, the same contestant, and the same answer every time.
That's amazing.
Yes, which was fantastic. It turned out really good.
Whoever came up with that is really smart.
1 second. Let me see if I can find this real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know if you can even hear me anymore now that you've walked away, but...
I have a Punxsutawney Groundhog Club coin.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
That is a very Reed thing to own.
This was given to me by the people that look after Phil from, like, the inner circle. Yes.
Whoa.
So here it is.
Wait, I can't see it. What does it say? Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. Okay.
And then the size. It has Happy Groundhog Day, and it says weather for today, and it's a little groundhog holding the weather report.
Oh, wow. Hopefully you're watching on the YouTube version so you too can see what this coin looks like.
How close can I get?
It's not really. There we go. Happy.
Boom.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So I got that. I got that, and I got to see Phil.
Did you pet him?
I did not pet Phil. No one,
Did you get a photo?
You cannot touch Phil.
Oh.
I did not get a photo with Phil either. No, I do have a photo of him somewhere that I took through.
But if you're not in it, then it doesn't count.
But I'm not in it.
What?
No.
That you took through a computer screen?
Well, it was during a pregame show that I was up in the control room for.
Okay. Okay. I see. That's cool. I don't. Yeah. That's actually really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was pretty sick. So. That was
Phil. That was Phil. there was golfing that happened this past week. There was a lot.
Yep.
It's been a busy week for both of us, I think, and odd news.
It sure has.
I'm glad we got to 25 episodes. Here's to 6 months, because here's to 6 months next week. The 6-month anniversary of ever continuous.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's the
upload.
Here's the picture. Punxsutawney Phil in the house. He was on the pregame show.
Wow.
There we go. So, boom, there you go. Bang.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. All
and
right.
boom goes a dynamite. All right. Well, you know what? Enjoy your weekend, please. You. It's almost back to school, right?
It is.
Some people are going back to school.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking with us if you did for all these 36 minutes. And we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.